Alright, so imagine this. What if the next update for Dead Rails ends up being one of the biggest updates the game has ever seen? And it's completely desert themed. Sounds believable, right? I mean, let's be honest. If you've played Dead Rails for more than a few hours, you already know how much of the map is just endless desert. Like, we're talking tens of thousands of kilometers of sand, cacti, and the occasional abandoned shack, surrounded by hordes of zombies. So today's video is all about that exact idea. I'm going to walk you through a full concept I put together for what I'm calling the OASIS update. What it could look like, what new features and mechanics could come with it, and of course whether it would actually improve the game, or possibly ruin what makes Dead Rails fun in the first place. But before we get into it, real quick, if you enjoy this kind of content and want to see more update concepts like this one, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It seriously helps out more than you know, and it motivates me to keep making more videos like this. Alright, with that out of the way, let's dive into the OASIS update. Now, first things first. This is just a concept. This is not a leak, and I'm not claiming this is something the devs are secretly working on. But here's the thing. If this video gets enough views and attention, there's always a chance that the devs might see it. And as we all know, Dead Rails devs actually do listen to their community, especially when something becomes popular. So if this idea sounds cool to you, make sure to watch till the end so YouTube knows to recommend it to more people. Who knows? Maybe one day this concept will actually become reality. Let's start with the centerpiece of the update, the OASIS itself. But before I explain what it does and why it matters, let me suggest a small but game-changing tweak. The thirst mechanic. Now hear me out. I know not everyone will love the idea of survival mechanics, but right now, Dead Rails is starting to get a little too easy for some players. People grind bonds, unlock stronger trains and classes, and eventually the challenge starts to disappear. So what if we added thirst, not hunger, just thirst, to give the game a bit more edge? This would make the Oasis feel valuable. The Oasis wouldn't just be a cool-looking area, well, it would be important. And not just that, let's make it rare. Picture this. You're riding through the endless desert when suddenly you spot something far in the distance. It looks like an oasis, but there's a twist. There's a 70% chance that what you're seeing is a mirage, just your character's mind playing tricks due to the heat and dehydration. But in the other 30% of cases, it's real. A fully functional, rare oasis location. And because of how rare it is, it would spawn as far away as farms do, barely visible in the distance. The buffs it gives would be huge. I'm talking something like a plus 70 to 80% boost to strength and speed, all the way till the end of your current run. Maybe even add a clean water refill option for potions or thirst. If that sounds too overpowered, let me know in the comments. I'm always down to tweak the idea. But I think making the Oasis both rare and rewarding gives players a new goal to chase. Next up, we're finally getting some love for friendly mobs. Introducing the Camel. Now this isn't just a reskin of the horse. The Camel is rideable, even without a saddle, and it's faster than a regular horse. But there's a catch. Just like you, your camel also gets thirsty. If you forget to give your camel water from time to time, it won't die or take damage. But it will get slower. Eventually, if you don't hydrate it at all, it'll only be slightly faster than walking on foot. So there's a little bit of strategy and responsibility here. It's not about punishing the player, it's about keeping things dynamic and interesting. Now let's move on to something more dangerous. A new structure called the Sand Monastery. This would be one of the rarest buildings in the game, but also one of the most rewarding. Inside, you'll find the top-tier loot. Tons of gold, powerful weapons, maybe even some exclusive items you can't get anywhere else. But of course, there's a catch. The monastery is crawling with enemies, including a new type of mob, mummies. Yeah, I know it leans into that classic Desert Eater Ancient Egypt vibe, but it fits. And they aren't your average zombies. These things are tougher and deadlier. At the heart of the monastery is a boss, the Sand King. Now I'll admit, the name's kind of basic. So if you have a better one, drop it in the comments, and if I like it, I'll pin it. But for now, let's talk about how he works. The Sand King is a mid to late game boss. Not quite as strong as Nikola Tesla, but definitely no pushover. He attacks from a distance using sand-based abilities. He can pull you in, push you back, and worst of all, he hides beneath the sand, popping up every 30 to 40 seconds from random spots in the monastery. If you manage to defeat him, you get a special reward, sand armor. This armor isn't just cosmetic. It gives you a chance to use one of the Sand King's powers yourself. Maybe a light sandblast that knocks enemies back. Not super damaging, but great for crowd control or clutch moments. And defensively, it'd be tougher than the regular armor from general stores since, well, sand absorbs impact, right? And finally, to wrap up the concept, let's talk enemies. We already mentioned mummies, but how about some more zombie variants? Stuff like Priest Zombie, slow but resistant to bullet damage, maybe even heals nearby zombies if not killed fast enough. Outlaw Zombie shows up on horseback, high speed, and good aim. Think of it as a mini-boss that patrols areas near abandoned settlements. Werewolf Zombie, imagine the speed of a regular werewolf, but with the undead aggression and higher damage. These would only show up during werewolf nights and would absolutely wreck you if you're not prepared. Oh, and before I end this video, there's one more thing I have to mention. Some of you might already know what I'm about to say, because I've talked about this before, but I want to remind everyone again, just in case you missed it or forgot. There's a concept that's already blown up in the community. It currently has 644 stars, making it one of the most popular ideas out there. And honestly, it deserves the hype, because it's just that good. Let me introduce you to Ambidexter, an 85 bond class concept that's just dripping with cowboy energy. Appearance: he rocks a dirty cowboy hat wrapped in snakeskin. Just from the look alone, you know this guy means business. Starting gear: he starts off with a shovel, a solid melee option right off the bat. Unique mechanic: Ambidexter has a passive ability exclusive to him. He can wield a sidearm in his left hand, yes, even melee weapons. This is controlled with a keybind unique to his class. If you press the same key again, he'll drop the item from his left hand. But here's the kicker. He can only use the left-hand weapon if he's already holding something in his right hand. This prevents accidental shots and opens the door for crazy dual-wielding strategies. Pros: Snake Oil now gives you a damage boost on top of the speed boost, and both effects wear off at the same time. That's a pretty spicy buff for anyone who plays aggressive. Cons: Ambidexter takes more damage from bullets. Enemies can also detect him from further away, so stealth isn't really his thing. And just to make things more interesting, this concept also includes a new enemy called Ted Brown. He's a rare outlaw variant, spawns only once per run, and only has a 1 in 80 chance of appearing randomly among outlaw groups. Equipment: he's decked out in full metal armor and carries 2 revolvers. Sounds terrifying, right? Strengths: he's immune to explosives. He has 2.5 times the health of a werewolf. Weaknesses: his legs and arms aren't armored, so aim for those. He's also much slower than any other enemy in the game. And to top it off, his detection range is worse than regular bandits. Drops: if you kill Ted Brown, you're guaranteed 1 item drop from his gear. Either a shoulder plate, helmet, chest piece, or even one of his revolvers. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I've got more concepts and update ideas coming soon. And who knows? Maybe we'll start seeing these ideas show up in Dead Rails for real. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.